the oil-producing states as at then were 9 in number, namely Abia State, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River Delta, Edo, Imo, Ondo, and Rivers State. So as at then, put it under Section 12 of the Act, that is the NDDC Act 2000. That, and I need to read because it's important that this is read so that nobody will be gainsaying the fact of this matter.
Go ahead, sir.
Section 12 of the NDDC Act year 2000 talks about appointment of managing director. Under Section 12 subsection 1, it says there shall be for the commission a managing director and 2 executive directors who shall be indigenes of the oil producing areas, starting with the member states of the commission with the highest production quantum of oil, and shall rotate among member states in order of production. 3 issues here. The managing directors and the 2 EDs are to be indigenes of the oil producing area. Note that there are 9 states. So you grade them according to the oil produced. After Bayelsa, the next state is Ondo. After Ondo, we have Edo. Then we also have either Imo and then Abia. As at now, Cross River is not producing because by the judgment of the Supreme Court, all the oil in Cross River have been given to Akwa Ibom State. So the next state that should produce the MD is Ondo State. But you see, there is this misconception. When people from the core Niger Delta begin to talk, they say, oh, there are the 4 leading producing states. The law does not provide for it. Once you have taken your slot, you step aside. The second person steps aside. So the next state that should produce the MD of that commission is Ondo State, because Ondo State is the 5th largest oil producing state in Nigeria. Now, when you come to Ondo State, you must understand this. There is one local government that forms the area where Ondo State, that qualifies Ondo State as oil producing state, and that is Ilaje. In that same Ilaje, and this is the truth, it is from the Ugbo axis, because there are 2 constituencies, constituency 1 and constituency 2. And I am saying this on national television clearly, where we have oil being produced. It comes from constituency 1, which is Ugbo. And if you look at from the inception of the NDDC, those who went to that to represent Ondo State in that commission, by the provision of Section 2, the commissioners that went, it also provides that if you are going to have a commissioner, it must be an indigene of the oil producing area. If you look at Section 2, subsection 1, it says there is hereby established for the commission a governing board, referred to as the board, which shall consist of a chairman, B, 1 person who shall be an indigene of an oil producing area to represent the following member state. That is, it lists them. So if we are to choose somebody who should represent the commission from Ondo State, it should be an indigene of the oil producing area.
Okay, but
anything short.
Let us look at it this way now. The seeming injustice here is that Ondo State has not even had the chance to be
not at all.
Chairman,
not at all. No.
Not to be the managing director.
No, for the chairman it's a different scenario.
Okay.
The chairman under Section 4, under Section 4 of the Act, talks about rotational chairmanship, which should go alphabetically. So when you have to choose the chairman, it is alphabetical. So the first state will be Abia, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta. It goes in that form. For example, now Abia had the first chairman who was there. Then the second chairman was Akwa Ibom, Sam Edem. Third chairman under whom I serve, Vice Marshal Larry Coyen. Then we had Cross River. Now it is Delta that has not produced the chairman. So the chairmanship position as at now should go to Delta. It is alphabetically written. But when people want to be mischievous, they will now be talking about no, MD this way. No, the issue is clear. Delta has had its own slot in NDDC. Bayelsa has had our own slot in NDDC. Rivers has had our own slot. Akwa Ibom has had more than enough in the MDship position. The next state should be Ondo, followed by Edo, by Imo, and all that. So,
and if you are to go alphabetical, should that not mean that Edo State should have come up first, even before Ondo State?
Yes, that is for the chairmanship position.
Yes, the chairmanship position.
Edo State will come before Imo.
Yes.
Imo before Ondo, Ondo before Rivers. That's alphabet. That's for the chairmanship position. But for the MD, it is section 12 of the Act that governs it. Section 4 of the Act governs the chairmanship position, while section 12 of the Act governs the MD and the 2 EDs. So what we are saying is that Ondo State is the next state, and I think it is reasonable to say this, that all hands must be on deck to do this. But I am a bit worried, and I say this with some of the stories that one is hearing that is happening in Ondo State, that the governor of Ondo State will recommend somebody who is not from the oil producing area as MD, and also recommend another person as member of that commission. It is never done.
Okay, but as we are talking about Ondo State and what's next, let us talk about what we have existing in NDDC right now, and that is when President Muhammadu Buhari in 2020 named Effiong from Akwa Ibom as sole administrator, and since then no MD, no manager since then. Is that not what we should be addressing? Now,
a number of illegalities has taken place since the coming in of the APC government. Now, the law says that there shall be a board. A board comprises of the EDs, the MD, the chairman, the 9 members representing the 9 states, 3 persons representing the North Central, the Northeast, and the Northwest, and 1 person representing the oil companies, and 2 persons representing the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Environment. So the total membership of the board should be 19. But to now make 1 person a sole administrator, it is alien to the act. But you see, when these things are done, you see impunity comes on board. When 19 people are meeting and they are reasoning together, and their reasoning has not even produced the best that we want, now you now put just 1 single individual to come and manage the place. And how will he show interest in a place like mine? I am from Ubieni, the Country community. Does he know the place in Ondo State? Does he know Idioba? Does he know Obiadu? Does he know Dola? It doesn't concern him. If we have gotten our representative, that would have been fighting for us. And this is what brings the anomaly we are having in Ondo State. Somebody is a member of the House of Rep and is the chairman House Committee on the NDDC. He is from Akoko, Northeast, Northwest. Now, because there is no commissioner on the board, all the contracts that should come to the oil producing area, Ilaje, and then Eseldo, as it were, he has cornered everything, and what we now have, it is in Akoko West, Northwest, and Akoko Northeast. Okay. That is my dear sister, it is important. It is because our people are not volatile.
Now,
if they are volatile, there would have been issues.
This leads me to say that one of the things that NDDC is probably known for is the mismanagement of funds for projects. And I'm sure a lot of people, if the word NDDC comes to mind, one of the things
that is the name to give to a dog in order to hang it.
Yeah, that is.
Just a moment.
Do you remember the case of Daniel Pondia, who fainted when he was supposed to defend the amount of money?
Hold on. If the man fainted, what about the person who took 109 billion as Accountant General of the Federation, what did you do? Did you faint? So listen, there can be individuals who mess up. Now, isolate them and deal with them.
But do you feel perhaps this is the reason that President Buhari made someone the sole administrator?
No, it is wrong. With greatest respect to the president, it is wrong. It is wrong to make somebody, the act does not provide for him making an individual a sole administrator. It is wrong.
But if we look at this code of conduct, it also says that the managing director has to be appointed by the president.
We have not said no. The president is the one that appoints. In his appointment, he must take into consideration that the managing director is an indigene of the oil producing area. He didn't say sole administrator. It must be that the person has, in that area, that the state where it comes from also have production of oil. Then it must mean that this thing rotates among the member states. The president cannot say because he's president, he goes to Sokoto and he brings somebody as managing director. No, he can't do it. There is a law, there is a procedure to be followed. When he follows that procedure, then he has well. So as at now, from 2015 till now, NDDC has been run in a manner contrary to law. You can't say because you want to do forensic, what do we call it? Forensic analysis of that place, and then you run the place aground, and then only one person takes charge, and other states are suffering. We in the oil producing area of Ondo State, we are passing through excruciating problems. Let me tell you, my sister, there is a road project, we call it the Ugbo-Oye Road, which you pass through from Ugbo down to Oye. That road was awarded in 2010, precisely on October 17, 2010. That road has been abandoned. If we have our representative on that board, he will push for it. Now we don't have anybody on that board, and you put one sole administrator from Akwa Ibom, he alone. You see, when you give a hoe to a madman, the madman will carry the hoe and pull the benefit to himself. The man is from Akwa Ibom, he's not from Ondo State, he's not from Delta, and therefore he will not be thinking in that direction. So the lawmakers who passed this law knew that this was important, and that's why they said each state should be represented. And therefore, to make one person a sole administrator is not neat enough. Okay. It's not good enough, and this should be looked into.
Okay, but what we have on ground right now is the one of the sole administrator. But let us look back before there was sole administrator and each state had a representative. Would you say that despite the fact that at one point Ondo State had a representative there, the projects awarded were carried out?
Well, my sister, I can't give 100% answer because in any society there's no 100% perfection. But I will say the benefit that accrue to the people far outweigh the one in which we have a sole administrator that is only from Akwa Ibom. Look at the state from Akwa Ibom. Before you get to Ondo, Akwa Ibom, then you get to Rivers, you get to Bayelsa, you get to Delta, you get to Edo. Before you come, will the man remember us? So it is when you have your representatives. Look at what happens in the National Assembly. The National Assembly, particularly the House of Representatives, has 360 membership. You should have chosen only one person to go there and say, you be a member of the House of Representatives. No, he won't know the needs of what is happening in Agege. He won't know the needs of what is happening in Ikeja. He won't know the needs of what is happening in Ilaje. And therefore, that's why we have this membership. So when we come, as a collegiate, we come, we argue, oh, my area needs this, my area needs this. I am not in the same party with the Speaker of the House of Representatives, but I must commend him. What he has done in Surulere, I live there. No, virtually all the streets, he has used his influence to tar all the roads. Virtually all the roads have solar light. If he were not from that place, nobody will do it. That is the point we are making. Don't choose administrator for us. The law says, let there be a representative. The representative must come from the oil producing area. It must be an indigene. And that was why some of us we took the governor of Ondo State when in 2015 or 2016 or thereabout, one Mr. Ajashi wanted to be a member of the NDDC board. And he said, sir, where are you from? He's from Owo. Owo is not from Ondo South. Owo is not from Ondo Central. Owo is from Ondo North. And we said, no, you can't go there. It's not your right. And I think what the governor is doing in Ondo State now, I think it may be because it's biased towards us. Because since then, people that have been recommending to go to position that we should hold are people who are not from that particular area, and that is what is doing, wanting to put our heads in collision. I think you should look into it.
Let us go back to the code of conduct now that says that whoever is going to be appointed by the managing director, I don't want to use all the words we have here, but let me say should be the best for the job, who has the qualifications,
exactly,
who has everything.
I agree with you. Each state has one. There is no state where you will have a managing director, choose a managing director that will not have the following. It says he shall have one, such qualification and experience as are appropriate for a person required to perform the function of those offices under this act. The managing director shall be the chief executive and accounting officer of the commission. He must be appointed by the president. He will hold office for such a period and all that. He must have such qualification. What are the qualifications? He must be experienced. He must be versatile. He must be knowledgeable. He must be person who can harness the people together. And what are you saying that in each state of the federation we can't get one? In Elijah we have myriad of them. From Umbu we have thousands who are qualified. The president can choose from his party. It is good, but the point is, it is our turn. And I like what Asiwaju said in Lagos. He said, look, in coming to this position of the president, it is my turn. Yes. So this one, our local, it is our turn in Ondo State. And they must look towards our end.